Federer lost the ball as he was about to serve at 4-3 in the third set, right after he got the crucial break against Berdych. The ball rolled away from Roger, and he walked over to go get it and groaned. It was kind of a funny moment in a very tense match for the Fed heads. This moment showed us that he's human, right? Then right after that, he hit a 111-mile-per-hour ace, reminding us that he's a superhuman too. That's the entire match today in a nutshell. Federer looked nervous at times, making some ugly errors and reminding us that everyone can suffer from nerves, anxiety, just negative emotions in general. But he also gave us some spectacular plays, amazing shots at the moments where all the pressure was there, the break points that he had to save, the moments that we needed it. As the Fedhead fans, we needed those moments the most. Federer delivered on those moments, reminding us why he is the greatest at this sport. But there's no hiding it, Fed fans. If you're a Fedhead, this was not an easy match to watch. Well, folks, you want to see an almost 36-year-old man win Wimbledon without dropping a single set? This is what it looks like. So deal with it and prepare yourself. On Sunday, it's going to be terrifying. Get ready for the heart to be pounding out of your chest. Plan on suffering from several Fedhead miniature anxiety attacks. But don't lose too much sleep in the next couple nights, because I'm here, your Fed doctor, here to hold your hand, here to guide you through the tunnel to the light at the end of said tunnel. Hit the music, Mr. Goat. Get off the little love seat over there. We got a major show to do today. Stay confident, Fed heads, because if you were scared today, you ain't seen nothing yet. Let's go. That's good. Mr. Goat, come on, come do the show. Well, Fed heads, Mr. Goat is asleep on the love seat. It looks like today's match really wrecked his nerves. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was rough on me too, but the prediction came true. Straight sets. Thank you, Roger. Made the day a lot easier on me. Still a little scary. So today, we're going to talk about my top 8 reasons why Roger Federer is going to win his 8th Wimbledon crown on Sunday. But before we get into all that, I want to thank you. Thank you for tuning in to the fastest growing tennis talk show in the world, Coffee Break Tennis. And if you love tennis, and you're a Fedhead like me, or like I said, you just love tennis, follow me on Twitter at CoffeeBreak10s, T-E-N-S. We will have a lot of fun tweeting about the final tomorrow and the men's final on Sunday. What a treat this weekend. We're going to have 2 great finals with the 2 people I picked to win it all, Venus and Roger, and I still think they're going to come through, and both of them are going to hold up that trophy, a combined age of, I believe, 73 years old. Also, if you love tennis, if you play tennis, subscribe to us, Crunch Time Coaching, right now. Lessons.com rated us one of the top 10 instruction channels in the world. We're here to help you have more fun on the tennis court and win more tennis matches. Don't forget the name, crunchtimecoaching.com. Subscribe to this channel right now. Remember, you're only one tip away from finding that magic feeling on the stroke that you want to perfect. Crunch Time Coaching, a tennis player's ultimate resource. And now, my top 8 reasons why Roger Federer is going to win his 8th Wimbledon title on Sunday. Reason number 1, preparation. Preparation. He is so prepared. Can you think of a better way to prepare for playing Marin Cilic in a Wimbledon final than playing Berdych in a Wimbledon semi-final? It is literally the best thing I can think of, except, hold on, wait for it, maybe playing Milos Raonic in a Wimbledon semi-final. Now, we'll also accept quarterfinals. I think that'll do the trick, too. Bottom line is that Roger has now played 2 near clones, right? If we had to pick any 2 players off the tour, can you guys out there, I challenge you, comment in the comment section below this video. Tell me, two players in the world who come any closer to Marin Cilic, active players. I don't want to hear Goran Ivanisevic, but that would be a good one if we were doing all-time players. Two active players that come any closer to the style of play, the height, the power, everything of Marin Cilic than Tomas Berdych and Milos Raonic. On the grass court, this is as close as you're going to get with your practice when you're picking practice partners for preparing for Marin Cilic. And these were two big-time matches on center court. Roger is definitely prepared. Number one reason he's going to win, number 8, preparation. Reason number 2, results. The results that Roger has had in 2017 have got him at a confidence level that we haven't seen since his peak years. Think about that, folks. I'm talking about the years where Roger won 3 out of 4 majors in 1 year. Think about the kind of confidence he had back then. For use of a word I don't like to use much, swagger, right? He had the swagger. Well, he's got it back. I mean, this is as close as he's ever going to get to having that kind of confidence, unless, he could keep winning. He could win Wimbledon and US Open this year. I'm sure he'd go into next year with a ton of confidence. The bottom line is Roger Federer's results in 2017 had taken him to new heights in the confidence department that we haven't seen in a long time, not to mention the confidence he must be feeling after taking out 2 giants who are very similar to Marin Cilic back-to-back now in straight sets. Roger is prepared, and Roger is riding on that confidence from his results. Reason number 2, results. Reason number 3, family. Roger's got practically his entire family in that player box during these matches. And you better believe he's thinking about them when he's out there playing these big matches. He's playing for Mirka, Lynette, Robert, Charlene, Mila, Leo, Lenny, and not just the immediate family members. Let's also think about the coaching team that he's got around him, right? Roger's also playing for Severin, Pierre, Yvonne, Stefan, right? Stefan Edberg, his last coach, has even been there. Heck, we could even say Paul Annacone. He's playing a little bit for him, too, to say, hey, buddy, you helped me last time. I want to show you that I can do it again. Roger is playing for family. He's got a big family that gives him a lot of support. That's something. We got to note that. Not every player has that kind of support and that big team around him, and not everyone feeds off of that family, friends support as Roger does. And what else does he have? I left one member of the family out. That's right, you. He's playing for you, the Fed head, the fan. Reason number 3, family. Reason number 4, respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. He is playing for respect for Cilic. That's right. Not just because Cilic is a Grand Slam title holder in an era where anyone not named Roger, Rafa, or Novak is almost expected to fail at the majors. He's playing because he knows what Cilic is capable of doing. He knows what Cilic is capable of doing to him, right? We know from 2014, Cilic can blow Roger off the court, especially if Roger is not sharp. So the 4th reason why I think Roger is going to win this thing is because he has the respect for Cilic that's necessary to go in there and take his opponent very seriously. He's going to take care of business because he has the respect. Reason number 4. Reason number 5 why Roger's going to win his 8th on Sunday, nerves, okay? There's no denying it. Roger has felt a lot of nerves at Wimbledon this year, especially today, but he did well dealing with it, and that's why I think he's going to do even better, right? He had an experience dealing with a lot of nerves. You got to realize, if he had lost to Berdych today, no offense to Berdych fans and Tomas Berdych himself, who I respect very much as a great player, but you have to admit, for Roger, it would have almost been humiliating if he lost to Berdych today, right? He's dominated him, winning the last 7 in a row against Berdych. No one in the world is expecting Berdych to win that match. Only, us most dedicated Fed heads are just thinking about it as some kind of like nightmare scenario where we're really scared. Oh my God, what if this happens? That's about the only people who thought maybe Berdych could win, and that's at our lowest moments. And I never went there because I'm the original Fed head. I never get that scared. But, like I said, nerves. Roger didn't feel the nerves at the Australian Open because no one expected him to win it. He didn't expect to win it. He's feeling a lot more nerves here. All last year, when he took off the time to get healthy. All this year, it's all designed for him to do Wimbledon. When he lost in the semifinals last year to Raonic, and he was this close to pulling that match off and getting into the final, and he knew he wasn't healthy, from that moment he fell on his face and ended up losing that match. Everything he did, the recovery, the time off, the schedule that he set up for this year, I guarantee he knew he was going to skip the French Open last year. That was the plan going into this thing. Roger has been prepping for this moment. There's more nerves involved, but I think this experience that he had with Birdman today, the way he handled the nerves, he knows it, the team knows it, we know it, he knows that the team knows that we know that he knows, everyone knows it. Roger is going to be ready to deal with the nerves a little better, and he's going to have to because Cilic is a little bit more dangerous than Berdych. Reason number 6, my favorite, numbers, stats. Roger hit all of the numbers that he had to hit in all of his matches, obviously, but especially in these matches against the big guys. Let's look at some of the similarities in the numbers for Roger's win over Raonic and Berdych and talk about how he's going to have to hit those same numbers on the final Sunday. So against Raonic, Federer's serve really soared. His average for the tournament is winning 82% of his first serve points. Well, he won 90% against Milos Raonic. And on the second serve, his average has been over 60%. At times, it's been as high as 72% second serve win percentage average for the tournament. But right now, I think it's back in the 60s. I don't think it's in the 70s anymore. And he only got 54%, as you can see here, against Raonic on his second serve. But if you add up all the serves and you do the math, Roger won 79% of his total 89 service points. That's pretty good. Now, this number 70 is going to come up a lot. We're going to see this. So let's talk about Berdych first. How did Roger serve against Berdych? Well, not quite as well in the first serve. He got 84% instead of 90%. But hey, we will take 84% win on the first serve any day. That's great. But look what happened. He went from 90 down 6 points to 84. And what happened with his second serve? He went up 6 points and picked up the slack. Big time from Roger Federer, going from 54% win on the second serve against Raonic to a big 60% win on the second serve against Berdych, and you better believe that came in handy when he saved all those break points and missed first serve on them sometimes as well. So he went down 6%, picked it back up on 6%. Altogether, guess what he won? 76% of his total serve points when you do the math. So against Raonic, he won 79% of his total service points, and today against Berdych, 76%. So that 3% less. My target, we're going to talk a lot about more, is that Roger wins more than 70% on his total. First and second serve combined. All serves, got to win more than 70%. 79 gave us a more easy, relaxed feeling win over Raonic. 3% less, 76% got the job done, but nerve-wracking for the Fed heads. So let's hope he can go 76 or above on Sunday. Let's look at how Roger handled the returns against these big servers in Raonic and Berdych. That's really going to help us in analyzing what we can expect with the Cilic match. So in the Raonic match, Milos held 71% of his first serve percentage, right? He won 71% of the time on the first serve. Much lower than his tournament average. And then a very dismal 42% on his second serve. That's really bad. So you combine all the numbers, Milos won a total of 67% on his total serves, first and second combined. So here comes the number 70 again. Milos was under 70 at 67, whereas Roger was much higher at 79. This gave us a very comfortable straight sets win. This is a reoccurring theme, staying under 70 on the opponent, right? You got to return well enough if you're Roger to keep your opponent under 70% win on total serves. And yourself, Roger's self, he needs to win more than 70% of the time on his serve. Now let's look at the return against Berdych. Okay, so against Berdych, remember in the last episode of Coffee Break Tennis, I pointed out that Berdych was the king, right? He was winning more on his first serve percentage than everyone at Wimbledon, including Marin Cilic, who was an 83% average last time I checked. I don't know what he is after today's match with Sam, but Berdych was at 85%. Well, guess what Roger took it down to? 68%. That was key in winning today. Roger returned well enough to not let Berdych totally dominate. That's what got Roger those 2 crucial breaks. So that's huge. Like I said, Berdych was outperforming everyone in the serve department with an 85% win percentage on his first serve. And Roger held him under that magic number 7 Wimbledon trophies, 70%, right? He got him to 68. Not much, but that's all you need, and I'm going to show you more proof of that in a second. But first, let's look at Berdych's second serve numbers. So Berdych's second serve percentage was pretty good, 57%. But when you combine it with the 68% and you add up all the serves, all total number of first serves, total number of second serves, and how many he won out of the total number, guess what it is? 67%. Right? That's crazy. The same exact number against Raonic, except this time Berdych was doing a lot better in second serves. Raonic at 41%, much worse than Berdych's high 50s. But you know what? Raonic did worse in the first, where Berdych did much worse on the first. So Roger managed to hold him to that magic number, total serve points, under 70%, it's 67%. Same number for both of them. I guess we can see a trend here. If Roger can get another 67%, hold Cilic to winning no more than 67% on his first and second serves, this is going to equal a straight sets win. So if you don't believe me about this magic number, let's look at the match with Mueller. Mueller was the closest anyone's come to beating Cilic. And in that match, Cilic won 71%. And Mueller won 70%. Look how close that margin was. This is the closest match of the tournament, and the magic number 7 comes into play in a big way. Mueller's total serve points that he won, first and second serves combined, 70%. Cilic's, 71%. If it comes down to it, Roger might have to win this thing in 5, and if he does it, all he needs to do is get his number above 70 and keep Cilic at or below 70. In today's match against Sam Querrey, Querrey won 65% of his total serve points, while Cilic won 81% of his own. Now you could say this is a very close match for the numbers to be that far and wide, right? Cilic is way above 70, the magic number, and Sam is way below 70. But if you look at the way Sam was up 4-2 in that fourth set, and then totally ran out of gas, right? That explains it all. This was a dominant win. When you come back from 4-2 and win all those games in a row to get a 7-5 in the fourth, that's pretty dominant. And my prediction was that it would go 5. But what happened? No one laid an egg, like I said, maybe could happen to ruin this match. Sam was out of gas. He won 3 5-setters in a row and just simply couldn't get into a fourth consecutive 5-set match. Definitely couldn't win it. But credit to Sam, bravo, wonderful performance. Let's look at Sam's second serve numbers. So 48% on the second serve, that's huge. Remember what I said this match would come down to? It would come down to who could defend on the second serve the best, right? Who could back up their second serve. We're not going to have second serve points end in aces a lot, and we're not going to have a ton of return winners off of second serves. It'll happen, but what it really will come down to is the second serve will go in, and who's got the better ground strokes and the fresher legs to win the rally. So obviously, Sam played a lot more tennis than Cilic, and that's why Cilic was able to win more on the second serve points, his own and Sam Querrey's. So when it comes to this department, I give Roger a big-time edge because I think he's definitely going to defend the second serve much better than Querrey. He's going to have much more energy than Querrey. If we go into a scenario where we're in a fourth set, I pick Federer all day. I know the match was nerve-wracking today, but it was straight sets, and believe it or not, the other match took a lot longer. Even though we had the 2 tiebreakers and very close sets, Federer's match was quicker. So I think Cilic has got a little bit more wear and tear on the body, and he's a big guy. What do I say about big guys? Big serves, really hard to recover from all that running around. Cilic is going to be more tired than Roger, but I don't think fatigue is going to affect the outcome of the match unless it goes deep. If Roger can't pull it off in straight sets and it goes 5, I still give Roger the edge because I think he will be fresher and be winning more on the second serve points, his and also the ones he returns that come off of Cilic's racket. So there you go. Those are the stats. The magic number is 7. Roger's got to keep his serve win percentage total over 70%, and he's going to make sure that Cilic wins 70 or less on all of his total serves, first and second. So reason number 7, and now looking back when I wrote the show out, I really should have made the last reason number 6 reason number 7 with my magic 7 number and the 70% significant on the stats. But you know what? When you do a show like this all by yourself and write it and shoot it and edit it and all that, it's really hard to get all this stuff right and say everything that you wanted to say originally. So let's get into the number 7 that I wrote, and that is experience. This is going to be Roger Federer's 10th trip to the Wimbledon Finals. And that experience is really going to come in handy when you're playing a guy who is there on his first trip to the Wimbledon Finals. And finally, my 8th reason why I think Roger Federer is going to win his 8th Wimbledon trophy on Sunday is love. The love of the game, which Roger loves more than he loves us Fed heads, which I'm okay with. You know, I love the sport too. And that's why he is the greatest of all time of our sport. Always and forever, win or lose on Sunday. Roger, you've done enough for us. We're happy either way, no matter what happens on Sunday. Sleep well tonight, Fed heads. We know Roger's going to sleep well. It's been a very exciting weekend, a very exciting fortnight for me and for you guys too. I want to thank you all for watching, and I want to say, that's good. And I'll see you guys very, very soon.